Subscribe.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Kevin Sampson. Welcome to the Zoning Board of Appeals, January 21, 2026 version here. We have a few items on the agenda, so I'd like to call this meeting to order. Item number 2, if we could all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you very much. Item number 3, if anybody up here can identify any potential conflicts of interest with the item that we have. Nope, hearing none, we'll keep on moving. Item number 4, we have the approval of the Board of Appeal minutes from December 17th.
Second.
All right, so we have a motion to approve it and a second. Do we have any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Oh, I'm sorry, did you? Nope, okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, hearing none, the minutes from December 17th passed, thank you. Item number 5, we have a variance application by Terry and Rika Jones to remove an existing covered porch and construct a new 2-story balcony and porch within their required street yard setback of 25 feet located at 624 Alabama Avenue. All right, so they're not here, so I take it you're here to represent them, right? Wonderful.
You got to.
If you wouldn't mind stepping up to the podium here, yep. And then, ma'am, you are here for this item? For yourself, okay, perfect. We will, once we chat with these folks, we'll have you come up and let us know. Okay, wonderful, thank you.
So, hello everyone. So I'm representing the Bartow Builders, and what we are looking for a variance for is to remove the covered porch that's currently, it's a non-compliant lot right now. We are not looking to move anything out of the footprint. We would stay within that same variance. What we're trying to do is remove the front porch and add to the second floor. So right now that whole floor is proposed to be removed. It's less than a story and a half. There's no headroom on it. So what we're asking to do is be able to raise the second floor with a new remodel on it, not impede into anything. Right now, I believe it's non-compliant to the west and to the east. So we are looking for a variance to stay within that footprint, but add that second floor. I would say a hardship. I know we need a hardship. I would say that we have no other option. Really, they can't remodel without doing it. They're not doing anything new. We're not expanding it. It's just basically adding to what's there. Okay. Does anybody have any questions for me?
Sure. Yep. Anybody on the?
Have her come up.
Oh, okay. We can do that too. Yeah, ma'am. If you want to, excuse me. If you want to step up to the podium.
My name is Wilma Scherer. I live at 618 Alabama. I'm the next door neighbor to the Joneses on the east. I would object to the plan that they are asking you to approve. For one thing, I brought some photos because I think sometimes you don't get out and see what's what. We had to, when we came up, we fell in love with the ability, unlike Illinois, to be so close to something as wonderful as Lake Michigan. So I consider that kind of a miracle, you know, Great Lakes, freshwater, homes. So what happened was we came and we bought a cottage that looked exactly, or I would say within my recollection, it's been about 15, 20 years, like the Joneses. And that's the house that's sitting next to me now, including the toilet and the sink in the parkway that's been there for some time. If I could, if you would like to see my house, you probably know what it looks like since you've been up there. I'm sorry, I missed your name.
Correct.
Did you want to see the pictures or no? Do you care?
No, I pretty much.
Okay. Would you?
Sure. Yeah.
That's her house.
And then the blue is my house. So when we built, we were told you have to do the setback, so we did. And I live there year round. That's my house.
If you're going to talk, you got to do it in the microphone.
Do you want to leave the pictures up here?
Yeah.
Thanks. We'll look at them and pass them down.
Duplicate.
Sorry, I always feel like I'm talking too loud.
No, you're not.
I live up there year-round. Many people in that area, and it's increasing, are coming up and using these as vacation homes or Airbnbs or whatever. So as far as close proximity to the lake, there would be Jack Connolly, my house, and then the Joneses' house. So it's not, it's within the realm of walking a minute and a half to get to the lake. And I have a setback. I can see the lake. I like watching the people walk their dogs. I don't like it if they don't pick up. And I don't think it's necessary to add what the Joneses are suggesting and then just sit there and not change anything. We were not harmed by it. It's consistency to the neighborhood. And also, I'm sure you have a survey also, sir. And I'm sorry, I forgot your name again. Here's a copy of the survey, and you can see where my property is and where the Joneses is.
Okay.
Or would be, where their lots are. Finally, I'm not sure how relevant the rest of my argument is, but I will tell you in May, and I talked to the Joneses about it actually, or to Terry, I have signed a contract to have Happy Tree Service come and completely redo my whole yard because I want to make it more attractive for my friends to see because I'm proud of where I live and I'm there all the time. So if you need to see the contract, you're welcome to. If not, it's up to you. I'll put it up here.
Sure.
I think,
This is her property. This is the neighbor's.
I think that's the end of my presentation. If you have any questions, feel free.
I guess my one question is, the reason why you're objecting is to what?
I think if they're doing what they want to do as to the pictures, then they should do the setback. And they're acting, I don't know, acting, I don't mean to sound hostile or whatever, but, you know, when we came, we did the setback because we bought a house just like that. And that's the statute, that's the state of the zoning ordinance now. So why should there be a variance or some kind of a nudging of the lines for whatever reason? I can't speak for what the reasoning is, you know, for the Joneses, but whatever the reasoning was when the zoning was created so that you do the setback, it must be a good reason. You people are on the board, you know. So I think that's it, unless you want to hear more. I think I'm repeating myself anyway.
So you're not necessarily opposed to what they're doing. You're opposed to them asking for extra.
Yeah.
So if they do it with, just a minute. So if they do it within that range, you'd be fine with it.
No, I think they need to do what the zoning requirements are.
That's what I just said.
Well, that's
So if that was the case, and they would be doing it within that, you would be okay with it.
if they set that back and it's aligned with where my house is set back, what can I say?
Okay, just wondering.
But I would ask you to take a look at the survey. What I believe also is that when you first approach both of our houses, there's a walkway that's looks like it's intended to be the walkway for the Jones house. What happens is the survey shows that it gets a little bit wider near the back. And I think they would have more room because 3/4 of this little sidewalk is on my property. I never said anything because we bought the place like that when we never questioned it. And then when I looked at it, I thought, well, it's been there so long, it's probably would be argued as an easement anyway. But it makes sense for them to do it setback because then they would fit into the property that they own, into the width of the property that they own. I'm not a builder, but that's what it looks like to me.
Okay, thanks for your opinion.
Thanks for your question, I think.
Thank you. Okay.
Sir, would you like to step back up?
Do you have a question for me? You have something in general?
So I'm thinking you guys have what we're applying for there. So the only way to conform to that lot would be to tear the house down. Obviously, we're not asking to go out any further in either direction. It wouldn't impede any more than it currently is. I have some renders of the existing and then what we're proposing to do. If you want to look, I can bring those up. But basically the front porch is being redone, but put back in the same location it was and then built on top. So we're not going any direction further out anywhere. So the view that they have now is not going to be changed. It would be the same whether they do it or not. And my opinion is their hardship would be that they would have to tear their whole house down to comply to what's already a legally non-conforming lot. So I'll bring these up there for you guys to take a look at.
It's also going to fit similar style to the neighbor's house.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, what I would say is my argument would be that it's doing nothing more than making the neighborhood more beautiful. I mean, the entire house is getting re-sided, new windows, new front porches. I mean, I think it would be the envy of the neighborhood, but I can't see how we can do anything different for them without staying within the non-compliance. They're already in a very limited amount of space right now.
Is this going to be a single-family house for them that they're going to
Correct.
occupy as their residence?
I believe they're from Illinois. I don't know exactly where, and they have a place in Sturgeon Bay, and they wanted a half spot point that they could stay at. If he wanted to travel halfway, and then the wife come later, they could then travel to Sturgeon Bay. So it is being figured to be one of their residences. Yes.
Okay. What's the city's take?
This is correct right now. If you look at the footprint,
What's the city's take on it?
So we have to evaluate it based on what the current zoning ordinance states, and that bulk zoning ordinance states that and the residential bulk standards table at the front setback for that area is 25 feet. And so right now it's at 7, which is a non-conforming lot. And the staff is recommending not approving due to the lack of property hardship. The lot's 150 feet deep, so there's a lot of room to build on it.
So they would expand more in the back of the property instead of the front? Is that what you're suggesting?
Based on our evaluation, it just doesn't meet the setbacks.
Okay.
I'd like to discuss.
Yes. Go ahead, feel free. I think you're on. Yep.
Am I on?
I think so.
I think I need to be read.
Oh,
There we go. Thank you. So from reading the packet beforehand, what I had been understanding was that there's no additional footprint to the house from an aerial perspective. Is that correct? So from a top-down view, the footprint of the house is not expanding. Is that correct?
No,
That's not?
No.
it's not. It's not.
Okay, it is not expanding, exactly.
It's not
From the top-down
expanding.
view, correct.
Correct.
Yeah.
So it's a legally non-conforming lot, so there's no requirement from the city that the house be demolished and moved. So it legally is permitted, the current setbacks that are there. That doesn't have to be changed, right? And so the proposed modification is not going to violate setback regulations any further than what's already legally non-conforming. Isn't that right?
Yeah, so the zoning ordinance states that if they take off the porch, then they're not, if they rebuild it, they have to build it to meet the current setbacks.
So in order to structurally repair the porch, basically they're not allowed to structurally repair the porch?
No, they can structurally repair the porch.
They just can't take it off and replace it?
Right.
Okay.
I'm just stating what it says.
Okay.
Okay, we got some hands coming up.
See how close this house is to the street.
Wow. I don't know what she's,
You see how close this house is to the street?
yeah. Oh, yeah. What's wrong?
Thank you. Liz Majerus, City Attorney. So the request here is for an area variance, right? There are two types of variance, use and area. The property is already being used as for residential purposes. That use is going to continue. There's no hardship to the use. the comment regarding this being a legal non-conforming structure is correct. However, when you're looking at renovations to a legal non-conforming structure, you're not just looking at expanding outward, you're looking at expanding upward or downward. Any expansion of a legal non-conforming structure is not viable. You have to maintain the same footprint in all directions of it.
Okay.
Moreover, when you're looking at an area variance, you have to be able to show that the zoning regulation prevents or burdens the planned activity. Here, the planned activity is a residential use, which it currently is already doing that. So I would suggest strongly to the board that the threshold needed to justify a variance is not met here. It may be that with the new zoning code, an alternative compliance option may be viable for them, but we don't have the new zoning code approved yet.
I would agree based on what I'm seeing. I think that while the proposal is extremely, it sounds very reasonable. They're not asking for anything outlandish, but I think that I don't think I'm quite certain that if city code says that if the structure is removed, that alters the situation and a new one according to city law cannot be built. It sounds like the property will still meet reasonable use. And so, while the expansion would obviously be great for the owners, I think that the city code here does sound pretty clear. On that basis, I would make a motion to deny.
Okay, so we have a motion to deny. Do we have a second?
Can the gentleman go back up to the...
Sure, yep.
Please. What's the current condition of this porch? Is there a hole in it? Is there boards rotting?
Yeah, it needs to be replaced.
No.
Okay.
Is there a safety issue?
Yeah, I would say there is. It's definitely not in the best of condition anymore. Definitely is boards that need to be replaced. The stairs aren't compliant. They could be better, obviously. So, is something going to happen overnight? No. Should it be replaced and repaired? Yes.
So the porch could be repaired without being completely demolished. If there was a safety issue, the entire thing doesn't have to be removed and replaced. It could be repaired in a way that meets city code.
I don't know how to answer that because the way we would do it, no, I would say that we're removing it down to the footings and we're going to put new structures on everything because that's the right way to make it right. We wouldn't be fixing it if we didn't take it apart. So, as much as I don't want to put myself in a hole, I would say no, it needs to be taken down to the footings so it's has a proper structure.
Can the city weigh in on any precedents about if it's in such bad shape that it were to be, if repair was to practically look like replacing it as is, would that also be a problem for the statutes?
Reserves the right to correct me. So my understanding of the law in this area is that you can do repairs when you are looking at doing a complete tear down and rebuild. That's different. So as long as the contractor had mentioned that the stairs are not compliant with the modern building code, that may be. Treads and riser measurements have changed over time. If you're going to build a new staircase, it needs to be compliant with today's codes. But if you're just going to replace a tread, you can do that, and it's not. You don't have to fully replace the whole staircase just to do the tread.
Okay.
So if there are boards that are rotted, those boards could be removed and replaced. But if he's looking at a full tear off, all new footings and everything, I have no doubt that would be an improvement, right? Modern building codes are better than the older ones. But the unique properties of this is a very small lot. And so we have a unique dimensional situation at play.
Okay. So I know this is straining definitions, but how far does a repair have to go until it's considered a rebuild?
I want to say that it's the favorite local buzzword of substantial repair.
That is wildly unhelpful. Thank you.
Pat can weigh in from a building inspector standpoint as well.
So what are the two codes that this is currently not abide by? There's two? What are the two?
The code at issue is the setback, the street yard setback. The other code that's triggered is the legal nonconforming.
Could you explain how that's triggered? So if the porch were to be removed and a new one put on, that's not able to be approved, so then it would be illegally non-conforming, essentially?
Correct.
Okay.
You're right in your comment of saying that they would literally have to tear that house down to rebuild it because it is that close to the property sidewalk.
Right. I don't even know if taking the porch off would be conforming then, but what they would have to spend to add to the back of the house, I get that the lot is much longer, but the way the house is laid out with the entries on those sides, stairs on those sides, I mean, the kitchen's on that side, we're not doing a whole lot of substantial repair on the first floor. It's mainly the second floor. If you'd go in there, it's literally 6-foot headroom. It's not even safe. And so what we're trying to do is just put a second story on the porch, not impeding on anything, and build the house up so they have an 8-foot ceiling, safe stairways. We have to drag them out. The kitchen being on the east side, you're talking adding just in the kitchen alone $80,000 to revamp the kitchen, which there'd be no reason we can't extend the second floor without extending the first floor. So it would be something that at that point they're spending a lot of money to make a house look very nice, which I think they're trying to do. And again, my argument would be that we're not impeding any more into what's already there. We're not trying to get square footage. It's a below front.
It's more air.
It is, yeah. It's a exposed porch and be able to sit on the second floor to see, like the speaker had said before, to get the views of Lake Michigan and just make things better.
I have a question for the city. So the problem here is that a porch isn't considered reasonable use of the house. Is that what the concern is? Because like if the house needed, that's my question.
Sure. So I think I'll try to answer best by an analogy.
Yeah.
If this property were vacant,
Yeah.
and
That was my follow-up, yeah.
yeah, so if the property were vacant and they wanted to build a residential property on it because it was zoned residential and there was no way that they could comply with modern building codes, given the square footage available with the setbacks applicable, that would qualify for a variance.
Right.
But the issue here is the area of it, not the use, because it's already used as a residential property.
Yeah, so as my question was like, is a porch not considered part of that?
No.
Okay.
I think there are a wide variety of home styles, many of which don't have porches.
Yeah, right. It currently has a porch. That's what I was, yeah.
Yeah, it currently has a porch. It's currently used for residential purposes.
Okay, I have a question.
Pat also shared with me, his microphone's not on, but he shared with me that when they're assessing legal non-conforming remodeling projects, specifically porches, the building inspection department will allow even the footings to be removed and replaced as long as the roof stays intact.
So how much airspace does a property owner own when they own a lot in the city of Sheboygan?
Assuming that they don't have anything specific on the deed, they own the airspace up until it becomes part of the public airspace. There's case law under the Fourth Amendment that says you have a right to privacy with airspace where a reasonable person would not expect commercial use of aircraft. That's not really been analyzed with drones, to my knowledge. Drones can obviously fly a lot lower than like a helicopter can. But for example, like under the Fourth Amendment, if law enforcement brought a helicopter over your property and took aerial photographs, you'd have no right to privacy to that, even though underneath it is yours.
Okay. So they'd be within that range.
Oh, certainly.
Okay.
The height's not the problem at all, right?
Right, the height's not the problem. It's the bulk within the street yard setback.
So they could still build, they could redo the second story, it just can't be built out as far as they want.
Right, the second story would have to be set back to the, to the appropriate line.
Okay, so right now, we still have the motion to deny. Do we hear a second? right? So right now, we're just sitting here with the motion to deny, but we don't have a second. So now we're back to the beginning.
Is there talk of laws changing?
I mean, going forward, but I guess, but my struggle is that, like, it just seems to me that having, like, revamping the porch, making it better, is a reasonable use of is a reasonable residential use of the property. So I guess that's where I'm struggling.
Also, because the street is right there.
Thanks. I would encourage you to adjust your framework. So the use is residential use. The
Yeah, I
use
understand
isn't
where you're coming
a porch.
from. I do. I guess that's why I'm not seconding. I feel like it is a reasonable use of the residential use. I mean, I don't, and it's not changing. The current footprint isn't changing, correct? Like the current, with the remodel, it's not, if you looked at it, it's not changing the footprint. Yeah.
Correct. To Ms. Johnson's question about laws changing, city staff is working on a revised zoning code that would repeal and replace the current one. Within that, there are provisions for alternative compliance, which is what I believe this board member is seeking, which was not quite a variance, but allowing you to smudge the edges around the restrictions within the zoning code if there's architectural features or things like that justify it in the general public well-being. But under the current zoning code, with just the strict limitation being that all they have available is a variance option here, then we're looking at residential use to residential use. Area is expanding, so this is an area variance, not a use variance. And then you have to justify the unreasonable burden imposed by the unique site conditions and applying the zoning code to those unique conditions.
Yeah, I mean, being built on a lot that's much smaller than the zoning code allows does feel to me like a unique condition.
A small lot is a unique factor.
Right.
Yes, but it's what I'm not sure if I'm communicating effectively. What I'm trying to say is that an accessory porch to a residential building is not the principal use.
Yep, I understand. Yep.
Okay.
You have the microphone again?
Yep. I don't know who's doing.
Thank you. To be clear, I mean, as a citizen of Sheboygan, it's not that I see a desire for a front porch as unreasonable by any means. So in that sense, I agree that it sounds reasonable, but I think that as per our obligation to uphold city code, unless there's a reason for some very particular property circumstances, I think, I mean, of course, it's unfortunate, and hopefully that'll be fixed with upcoming zoning laws, which might include some exceptions for this sort of thing where something can be made or something can be done. But I think as far as our obligation to balance upholding city code with keeping properties safe for people, I mean, I have to agree. I think that according to the current code, as far as the city's definition of reasonable use goes, unfortunately, my definition of reasonable use doesn't count for much. I think that the city's definition here is fairly straightforward. So it's definitely not that I'm saying it's a silly request to want to replace it, but that is how the city code is written, and until it gets changed, I don't think that we can make amendments to that based on our perception of what's reasonable. So,
I get it.
But I agree with the argument that you're
I'm
making.
just disappointed, but I understand.
I
How many
agree.
feet or
I
inches
agree
are we
with you. I am
talking?
too.
Do you know how many feet or inches we're talking?
One thing to keep in mind too
Because
is that
you have a porch here that's 5 feet. The
Right.
lower porch is 5 feet, and the upper porch is 14.
correct.
Okay.
But that wouldn't come out any further than what it does now. So the one thing that I want to say is to keep in mind that we still have a front door there, and we can't just eliminate the front porch altogether. We have to give them, we can't make them change their front door, I wouldn't think.
No, I understand. But your roof line is what's changing.
My roof line is changing on the second floor, yes, because the whole second floor is being rebuilt.
Yes.
Correct.
So
So you're saying that if that was not a covered porch on the second floor?
that or half the size.
We can definitely design it if that's
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Where
I think we drew that just.
What are we short? Are you short 3 feet? Are you, or are you asking for 3 feet more or
No.
5 feet more? You know what I'm saying?
So we're not asking for anything more at all. Right now where you have that front porch, the front, can I approach?
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm looking at this,
Yep. So.
and then I'm looking at this.
This is the existing, this is how far it goes out now, so we would.
This doesn't change.
Right, this does not change. There's gonna be a bigger area on the second floor than there is on the first floor, but it doesn't come out any further.
Right.
So the actual roof line is moving back, if that makes sense.
It does make sense, but the issue, I'm trying to get you in the line here. So like, the issue is they want this and this to not change. So if this doesn't change, and this is what's changing, are you in the requirement of this? Or are you asking for 3 feet more? Or are you asking for 2 feet? Like, this is what I'm at, you know what I mean? So does this covered porch, so when I'm looking at it from the front, this covered porch, if this could be cut in half, and that makes you in line with what the requirements are by doing that, yes, you're changing the look a little bit. Yes, this porch isn't as big, but then you're still meeting what they're asking, and then the client can do what they want.
So to answer that, I don't know what it's non-compliant right now. I don't know what it is currently, so I don't know how to answer because we're just at.
No.
Does anyone know what what it's non-conforming to? Because right now, I understand what you're saying. If we would push that back, would the second floor at least be compliant? I think is what I'm understanding. I don't have those. I apologize. I don't know because we just know it's a legal non-conforming. Maybe somebody over there knows.
Do you know what it currently is?
Yeah, so right now it's a legal non-conforming use because it's based off the roof
By
area
what?
of the front porch.
Could I ask a clarifying question? I think I understand the miscommunication. Are we trying to find out by how many feet over the line is it non-conforming?
Correct.
So is the current porch non-conforming by an additional foot or, by about the
5
whole
feet,
distance?
Can you go back to the image of the building? Thanks. All right, Pat, take it away.
So right now there's an existing roofed over porch.
Well, if you go to the plan,
If you go to the one that's there right
go
now.
up. No, if you go up
We do have a picture of it.
to the plan. Page up. There you go.
So right now the existing porch is legally non-conforming because it's roofed over. We deal with roofed over areas.
Okay?
So what you can do is you can leave the roof. You can remove everything from underneath it, which is usually the stuff that's not structurally sound. You can put it back where it was, but you have to leave the roof. You cannot increase your legal nonconformity by either going up or out or sideways.
I think what we're trying to find out is if it moved back. In other words, if the porch is 5 feet deep and it was reduced to 2 feet deep, would that be legal, or is the whole thing just too far forward?
So right now, their setback, I believe, somebody can correct me, is probably 25 foot for a front setback. So right now, if you would make that legal, that whole house would have to get shifted back 25 feet.
Okay, so it's not like
So-
they can just remove 1 or 2 feet from the proposed
Absolutely
depth of
not.
the porch.
So
Okay.
even part of the house appears to be legally non-conforming, and that's what they did with these properties.
Yep.
So that's why you're allowed to replace the front porch, which is not part of the dwelling unit. It's a front porch, and in order to make it part of the dwelling unit is to enclose it. And you cannot enclose a front porch either because now you're making it legally non-conforming again because it went from a porch to habitable space.
Yep.
That's the difference. So no, it is not part of habitable space. It's a roofed over porch to get you into your house.
And how would it work to put a pair of steps? What's required there? I mean,
So
they're going to need to replace it with something in order so they can reach the ground.
So if the steps are bad and you have to replace the steps, you can infringe on that setback because we cannot hold you back from getting out of your house safely to grade.
Yep.
It all has to do with the porch. I'm sorry, I'm not even going to say the porch. It all has to do with the roofed over area. That's your legal nonconformity.
Yep.
The stairway is a way to get you from there to grade.
Okay.
And right now, we cannot build above that roofed over porch.
You cannot go up, you cannot go out, you cannot go sideways.
I don't have any more questions. Thank you. Give me a second.
Okay, I have a question. Is there a tripping hazard in the front of this property?
I can't answer that honestly. Like tripping hazards, you mean like sidewalk or?
From the sidewalk to the property, is there a tripping hazard?
I don't know the answer to that.
Okay.
I mean, I know it's not
'Cause I'm
perfect.
looking
I
at
know
the
it's not
picture.
perfect, but that don't.
Right, because I'm looking at the current picture of the property, and if you look at the current picture of the property, based on the sidewalk is there and the entrance to the front door, you're choosing to modify that in your changing to make it more safety to get from the front door to the side of the sidewalk to then enter to the street.
Correct.
Okay, and that's, I guess, the neighbor's house, is your house further back from the road?
Yes, we did the setback because we had to tear down.
Microphone, please.
Ma'am, if you, yep.
Excuse me, I'm messing up my 5 minutes of fame. We had to tear down, we bought a house that looked just like Jones's house, and we were going to rehab it, but there was an infestation. I can't tell you what type of bugs it was. So we were advised to build. When we got all the permits and the things that were required, we decided on new construction, and that's what we did because we live up here. We don't come just to stop off for weekends. That's my home. I don't have another place.
Sure.
As far as hazards in front
So
of the
you built
steps-
that house that way?
Yes, it's about, I think, 20 or 20, a little over 20 years old, maybe. Time flies at my age, so it might be a little older.
And when was this house built?
I don't have that information with me. I'm sorry. I mean, if I was guessing, I'm guessing 40s, 50s.
Most of those houses are built around 1900.
Yeah.
I will unfortunately second the motion.
Well, we have,
No, okay, I'll
kind of
make it.
went away.
Okay, I'll make the motion to deny.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think the city, I understand where they're coming from, so, yeah.
Hold on, was that a second to the deny?
Well, I wanted to second the
I
deny.
went through a
Yeah.
couple times and nobody answered it, so it kind of just,
Yeah,
if we can stick with the original motion as it was, then we can do that.
yeah, we'll do it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right, in that case, I'd like to reintroduce my motion to deny the request.
I second.
Okay. So now we have, excuse me, we have a motion to deny and a second. Do we have any other discussion? Okay, hearing none. So all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
So what do we have? Do we have two? And we didn't get,
I'm opposed.
so we have 2-1. Ed, are you opposed to the motion to deny?
Where are we now?
We're denying the motion as if, so we have two, right now we have 2 to 1. 2 to deny, 1 to oppose. So, okay, yeah, we can do a roll call. So right now, so all in favor?
Aye.
No, state your name.
Raise your hand.
Drew.
Thaddeus?
That is, so we have 2 to deny, and then Keely,
Deny.
deny, and Ed. So we have 2. So that would leave me as a tie-breaking vote. And at this point, I don't see, the only option would be to keep that roof over porch. So if there's another option to work with that, that appears to be the challenge, is that roof over the porch. So with that being said, I will say aye to the motion to deny. Now, there's not saying that there's nothing that we can do to represent or something like that, a different plan that would work for the city, but at this point, the way it is.
Once the law changes.
So just to clarify then, so is this like, I mean, we've done this in the past, we can support the framing of that roof work, we can do everything underneath it, and we can vamp it for a second porch. If that framework stays where it is that within compliance then?
I mean, I guess that would.
Did you, I'm
It's a building.
just for clarification, as you had said, if the roof structure stays intact and everything below all the way down to the footings, that I think you had mentioned maybe.
Gun? Oh, it is on. So, no, what you can do is you can leave the roof. You can remove everything from underneath the roof, and you could put it back the way it was. You cannot enclose it.
Right, it's not planned to enclose
But as
it.
long as the roof stays, you can take anything else from underneath there and remove it and put it back to, a deck with a railing. You might want to put some sonotubes in, whatever it takes. That you can do, but you cannot enclose it.
And you also cannot build above it.
And you cannot go up, you can't go out, you can't go forward.
So you can't go up with not even a non-enclosed porch, you're saying?
Absolutely. Wherever the porch roof is, that comes down, that's where you can build, like it is now.
So if our proposal was what we have right now without that second floor deck, that would be compliant?
As long as you keep the roof that's there.
I'm assuming we can repair it.
When you say repair, shingle, yes.
Right.
You're not replacing all the rafters, you're not replacing anything like that.
It's a metal roof right now.
Right, so I mean, I'm assuming we could take that to a shingled roof?
I'm sorry?
I'm assuming that metal roof could become a shingle roof or a new metal roof or?
As long as you keep the structure. All the roofing is a covering. That's all the roofing is.
Okay,
But you've got your trusses, well, not going to be trusses, it's going to be rafters.
Right.
You've got the rafters, you've got the ceiling joists. That, as long as that all stays, you can always reshingle it or whatever you want to do. You can put 6x6 porch columns down to hold the roof up, and you can put a railing around it if you want to.
so what if that structure, what if the trusses or the rafters anything is deemed unsafe or rotted or anything? So how does that change then?
I do think out of respect for the committee's time, I do think it would be best if you were to come in and schedule an appointment with Pat, and he, I'm sure, will walk you through all of this.
Yes.
But in terms of for the committee's time, I think this would be best in a private meeting.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so this motion was denied, so item number 5 has been denied. Thank you very much. Item number 6, the next scheduled meeting is set for February 18th, 2026, same time, same location. Item 7, motion to adjourn. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
So we have a motion to adjourn in a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, we are adjourned. Thank you. Ma'am, I have your paperwork here.